At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio. Jason is my co-host. He's not here today, but I am joined by Jesse.
Yeah.
Aaron.
AA Ron.
And then Harrison and Stella are on the ones and zeros. Harrison's on the ones, Stella's on the zeros. So we're excited. We are in a new location. We are in the break room of a Bennigan's. How's that sound? Is that good?
Great.
We got to come up with a location. Jason said the basement of an Asian massage parlor was a good one. I don't know.
I had to drive down this alley. I swear there was like a homeless guy laying beside this trash can. Mice kept going.
Yeah.
No, that was Jason.
Was it Jason?
Yeah, that was Jason.
I know he was stressing.
So
Yeah,
this
he
is
was
a new
taking a nap.
location. I don't know if Jason's going to use this or if this is like a teaser for the episode that's coming up next. But we are welcoming. So the number one guest on Lauer Road Radio, without question, is Ray Grogan. Ray Grogan is the cornerstone on which Lauer Road Radio was built. Ray, I'll always say that.
We doubled in size after.
Definitely. So so Ray's our number one guest, but we're about ready to have another guest on the show, and that's why we're in a new location, because the name of the guy is Dave Landau. And Dave's like a real person. I mean, he's a guy that people know. And he makes a money. He makes a living on comedy. He's a comedian. He's a professional comedian.
I've seen his stand-up. He's very funny. I've
Very
actually seen
funny.
him in person. His
He is for some reason coming on our show. I don't know why he's coming on our show. I still am not going to believe it till I see him walk in.
Yeah, and even when he walks in, I mean, you've seen those. Yeah,
we'll see.
He could be a hologram.
Could be a
like
real
a
deep
Tupac
fake
kind of situation.
So, you may or may not know this if you watch Lauer Road Radio, but Jason is the driving force behind the show on the good looks and the talent and just the general charisma of the show. But Jason is the one that makes it happen. He's the producer, the executive producer of the show, and he made not only. If it was just me, I would just be talking, not even into a microphone.
Like right now.
Maybe like into my phone or something.
Yeah.
But Jason makes it all happen, and then Jason contacted Dave, and Dave responded. Good on him. Thanks, Dave.
Wasn't it just like I guess?
I don't know, honestly. I was not a part of
I wish I could have seen the conversation.
Twitter conversation. So Jason's on his way to go get. We are in New Albany, the library in New Albany. Built by, I think, Les Wexner. That guy's
he built everything.
Yeah.
Here.
Mm-hmm.
So if it exists, Les, you built it. And anyway, we're not going to talk about Les Wexner
No,
today. Not a good guy.
not a good guy.
Bad guy.
Rich guy.
Very
Lot of
Very
money.
rich.
Mm-hmm. A lot of money.
Not good.
Les, if you're watching, and you want to
Come be
make
on the
an
show.
investment, we'll have him on the show. We'll have anybody on the show.
I knew a guy once who sold land to Les Wexner for some of his enterprises, and the dude made a lot of money. And that guy is a good dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
I'm glad that he got some money from
a lot of money.
So Dave is doing a comedy show at the Funny Bone in Easton, Ohio.
We're flying him in.
We're flying him in. So Dave's doing this show at the comedy place in Easton, and we are in New Albany, which is adjacent, very close to that. So he agreed while he's in town, he's got a show tonight. Maybe he had one last night. I don't know, but he definitely has one tonight, and he's going to come on the show tonight.
Tonight.
Jason's picking him up right now, and he's going to come here. Jason is the executive producer of the show. He has given us all pretty strict instructions.
Yeah.
To say he's worried about this show would be the overstatement. I mean, an understatement by far.
He's been texting me every morning at like 7 a.m. for the last couple weeks.
Sure.
Remember, don't say
Mm-hmm.
this, or this.
For a second,
you're an idiot.
He thought that you weren't going to be here because there was a miscommunication on the text. And and he was asking me, he's like, do you think that's better that Jesse's not there or worse? I was like, no, I think Jesse's an improvement. He's like, no, we want him there. But he's so conflicted. He's so conflicted.
I've never seen him sweat so much, and he's just sitting there.
Yeah, he's just
You should listen. You guys
drenched.
didn't see him when he picked me up, so I had to leave my van.
overalls
with my
without a
wife.
shirt underneath.
Overalls without a shirt underneath,
That's his
sweating profusely. And I kind of feel terrible for Stella over here. She was at an all women's event, and he texted her, and she did not reply immediately. And we were there to pick her up.
Did Jason walk in like that?
Jason walked into this all women's event in his coveralls, with no shirt, back hair,
What's funny
and
is
everything.
This is 100% true.
Yeah,
Jason would totally do that.
Oh yeah, no. I agg it on? A little bit.
I'm going to have to answer for this.
100%. Because the women
was
that were
my
in that
wife.
event,
Did you see my wife's expression?
I did not, but I saw the women's expression that were at the table was closest to him, and every one of them was confused.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's Grace and Levi are getting married. It was Grace's bridal shower. So welcome to the family, Grace.
Yeah. I'm pretty
welcome.
sure one of the women at the table that looked at him puzzled was Grace's mom.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, she doesn't.
They're proper.
She doesn't understand what we've got going on.
We
here.
say they're proper, but in reality, they're just like normal.
Yeah, we're just the scourge of the earth. And
So Jason's amped up, and he's given us a lot of instructions. This is our chance to make it big. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I honestly, I'm excited to talk to Dave. Kind of an interesting thing is Dave is, he's a comedian, but it's kind of a lot of dark, offensive humor, right?
Yeah.
That his comedy is, which makes sense because his background is pretty rough, how he grew up and things like that. So it would make sense that he would be attracted to dark comedy. Offensive comedy makes a lot of sense. So I want to talk to him about that. Questions about how he grew up, things like that. Mostly, we're just going to have fun. We're just going to have a regular show and have a good time together.
And, it's not going to be quite regular because I've been instructed to basically not speak at all.
You're allowed to laugh.
I'm allowed to laugh, but I can't.
What's your
laugh
plan coming
close.
in? You gonna
My plan?
Come in swinging.
come in swinging?
Listen,
Just
I've
do
been
it.
thinking about it for the last week. Like, what is there a question I want to ask him?
Yeah,
Is there
right.
And I think I'm just gonna wing it.
Okay.
I think that's the best
I think
option.
that is your sweet spot.
It really is. It really is. I was gonna wear a different outfit.
I think you texted that out.
Yeah, we talked about that.
So I was
was
gonna wear a
hideous.
tracksuit. It was hideous. It was bright orange, and it had these stars all over. It had this little logo, and I just thought it was some kind of I don't know, ghetto logo. I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so I was excited because it was my size, bright orange. I'm like, I'm gonna wear this for that podcast. It's gonna be a funny thing. And I got home and I put it on, and I told my 22-year-old niece who lives with me, I said, "You're gonna love my new outfit." She makes fun of me for wearing tracksuits, and I showed it to her, and she just laughs hysterically. And I'm like, "What's like? Yeah, I know it's funny, but like," she goes, "Do you know whose logo that is?" And I was like, "Oh,
whose logo is it?
A dude named Jeffree Star."
Do you know who Jeffree Star is?
I actually. So I knew who he was, but I never knew who his name was. I just knew who his face was, and then Jesse
Is he a bad
explained it.
guy?
Do you don't know Jeffree Star? Well,
No.
you probably wouldn't. He is
YouTube famous.
very YouTube famous. He has his own makeup line.
He has his own
He
makeup
has
line.
his own makeup line. He looks like a woman. He's
Okay.
one of
I see.
those. Now, listen, I want to give some props to Jeffree Star because typically he falls on the complete opposite end of all spectrum, right? When you talk about a man who has a makeup line, wears
Sure.
makeup,
Of course.
Looks like a woman.
looks like a woman. He's outwardly gay. He's, in most of my life, most of my beliefs, on the opposite side. But he is like very outward, like anti-trans. And it's weird. It's weird. He falls in this do you know who Milo Yiannopoulos is?
I know the name.
He's like a gay conservative.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of falls in that. And so I did a little bit of research, found out Jeffree has moved to a farm and raises yaks. So I don't know, maybe he's getting more conservative, but I thought that might be funny to
But
wear
you're
that.
not going to wear that.
But what I thought was, Dave might recognize the symbol.
Oh,
It'd be
sure.
a good softball for him. He could make fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, well, if he doesn't, then I'm just in the middle of Columbus looking like a Fruit Loop.
Yeah, that's
a
true.
big Fruit Loop.
And there's this area of town. in
So I
particular.
decided to wear a feminine rubber ducky shirt.
It looks good
instead.
on you. It's a good look. Should we talk about the fact that Jason is picking up Dave right now in a creeper van? Is that worth mentioning? So honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, if I'm Dave Landau, professional comedian,
Yep.
he opened up for Dave Chappelle. Right?
And
He's
he's
like a real guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dave is a professional comedian.
Did he at least clean the van?
No,
no.
not even a little bit.
So if a creeper van comes and picks me up and I'm that guy, I'm like, you know what? I don't need this.
Yeah.
I'm doing just fine without you,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't need to get in this creeper van with you. So I'm like 50-50 whether
Easy.
Jason's going to walk in and say, wrap it all up, we're done, we're going home, or he's going to walk in
If
with Dave.
that happens,
that's
so
a
I
long
rode
drive
here
home.
with Jason. If that happens,
ride
I'm
home.
riding with you.
Okay,
guys.
Yeah, well, we got you.
We'll give you
We
that.
got you
Yeah.
back.
That's a long drive home. That's a
I've
long
been with
drive home.
Jason where he's had a blow up before. Like the
Oh, yeah,
drive.
that's true. You have. That's true.
It's an unpleasant experience.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Jason's very passionate.
Yeah. Erica said the other day, because Jason was, lecturing me ad nauseum about how to do the show. And after he left, she's like, he's like, you do this all the time. He doesn't need it. I was like, he's my older brother. Yeah. He's been my older brother my whole life. It's no big deal. I can handle it, So, but yeah, if it's going to take him a while to get over it, if Dave won't pick him up. I tried to warn him. You were all here.
We might not have a show for a couple weeks.
You were all witnesses. I said we should take the nice car.
Yeah.
Listen, I drive a 2014 Prius.
And that's the nice car.
It's the nice car. In the parking lot, it has like a whole section that's missing out of the front where I hit a raccoon. Still the nicest car in the parking lot.
I had to drive, you guys weren't here, I had to drive Jason's van to Kroger to get some ice for the drinks. And I was really surprised he let me drive his van. But I locked the doors when I got out at Kroger because we're in Columbus. Well, his driver's side door is dented. And it doesn't unlock from the outside.
Yeah.
And he does not have like an automatic key fob. It's all key. And I'm like, luckily I had Harrison with me. I was like, Harrison, does passenger door open? Like, so Harrison had to unlock his side. But I'm like, I almost had to leave his van abandoned.
And this is the van that he's picking up.
This is the van that he's picking up.
So
an international touring
internet, yeah,
with
back windowless, I should say.
Yeah, this guy has like a big podcast. He's been on some big podcasts.
No, he's a real guy. Unlike we're just a bunch of guys.
Have you ever seen the movies where like they roll up in the neighborhood, the door flies open, a bunch of guys with ski masks come out? That's the van he's driving, except dented.
I told Jason that it would be really funny if when he picked up Dave, that once Dave gets in the van and is looking around kind of like, oh my gosh, that Jason just pulls a ski mask over his face and goes, all right, you ready for this? Honestly, Jason's sense of humor is typically on that line. He did not think that was funny.
He's gonna drive by a bank. He's like, I'm gonna run in real quick. You just hop in my seat and be ready to go.
And the fact, I think Dave would really appreciate that though.
Sure, if you say so. I don't know that he would because like
he's never met the guy.
This is real life. Maybe in a skit he might appreciate it. So my prediction is, first of all, 50-50 whether Dave's even going to be here. And you're all my witnesses. I told Jason we should take the nice car. So if it doesn't work out, it's not my fault. Secondly, my prediction for Jason on the show is he's going to laugh more. And will this episode be funnier? I hope it'll be funnier. We have a professional comedian on. But Jason will laugh more on this episode than any time you've ever seen him laugh.
Stop it.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. So because it's like all of this energy built up to this point will just come out of him. It's going to be
nervous laughter?
No. Jason's a good actor. Inside, he's still... yeah, exactly. Inside, he will still be raging.
Said? He is so funny.
Yeah.
That's what we should do the entire episode. Wow, Dave, you are really funny. Have you ever thought about going on the road with that?
So funny. Yeah, so Jason fake laughs at me all the time. And I know the difference between Jason's fake laugh and his real laugh. I don't think most people do. It's slight, but I know the difference. So there's going to be a lot of laughter. We're going to have a good time. Jason's excited.
Didn't he convince your mom
he's earned
that you
this.
bit you? That you bit
yourself? Yeah, we told that story.
Like
Jason bit himself on the bus, then ran inside off of the bus and showed mom the teeth marks and said, Dan bit me on the bus. I got beat like a stepchild that day, and I did not bite him. And my mom didn't find out till we were like 23, 24 years old. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to say he bit himself on the butt.
Oh,
you said bus. I was like, whoa. And then
that's impressive.
He's been practicing.
Yeah,
What's
on
the
the
name
bus.
of that,
He was so mad at me.
The flexibility thing.
I don't know.
He does yoga every day.
Yoga. So Jason really walked into Grace's bridal shower looking like that.
Dude, listen. Back hair, and he had a bead of sweat running from his chest fro. And he just...
I'm going to hear about this. You have no idea how much I'm going to hear about this.
Just when you do, when Erica starts... Dan, you would not believe what your brother... When she starts that, say, hold on, sweetie, hold on, pause.
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
Put it on speakerphone. And then...
Yeah.
I want to hear
you want to hear it.
Yeah. I'm curious, who are you going to hear about more, from Erica or from Levi?
Erica.
Yeah, Levi ain't going to care.
No, Levi doesn't care. No, he doesn't care. And Grace won't care either. She won't care at all. She understands. But, yeah, it was... Stella, really wish you had answered the phone. Not going to lie.
You just made Dan's night very difficult.
I'm going to hear about this for a while. But that's okay. Jason is who he is. And that's the thing I appreciate about Jason.
He's never not who he is.
Except for when he's fake laughing at me. But other than that, he's always who he is.
If that is part of his identity,
sure,
as being a fake laugher at you, then
when it comes to me, he's a trans laugher.
Describe.
He's a fake laugher. So
I like that.
So anyway, so I mean, I think I don't have Jason on Find My Friends, so I'd love to see him, but I don't know if he'll like text me.
We should call him
and be like,
call him right now.
Yeah. And then always say, Jason, we have a problem, and then hang up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought, oh yeah, that
You know, he
would
might
lose
even
it.
run out of gas on his way back here because his tank was sitting on E when I went to
If he
Kroger.
was out of gas, just sitting on the highway at 70 on that van with Dave Landau, I mean, Dave would get good material from it.
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be like
Yeah.
15
He'd be like,
minutes.
let's just start recording.
Stand-up show would be the best he's ever had.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see like this from Dave's perspective. Like he probably wouldn't do this, but like if he was just recording when Jason picks him up, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, going on?" Like he's on like Instagram, like
He probably
going on a podcast.
Yeah.
This guy's in a creeper van.
I anticipate he's sending out some like emergency text like in the van. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
his agent has his Find My
Yes.
iPhone, location. We should ask him if we could have his
I'm
location.
really, yeah, Jason would love that
Yeah.
question. Yeah, all of those questions, those ideas you have just make Jason's heart. I mean, his heart rate is already going at like
Very high.
his beats per minute is probably like, I went on a run this morning. I think it was on a 166 was my average. Jason's probably hovering around 180 right now. And that's like steady, just resting heartbeat. Every time Jesse opens his mouth, Jason's will go to 250.
Well, it probably is already because like I'm talking and somehow my words are transmitting to Jason's heart rate, his blood
he's
pressure.
aware of it.
He's aware. Like right now he's starting to sweat a lot in the
Yeah.
van.
Oh,
He doesn't know
he's
why.
thinking it over.
He doesn't
He's
know
going
why.
over.
Yeah, he's already planned out what he's going to say to me if I say something stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm for it. You know.
Here's the thing. I'm very thankful that Jason made this happen. This
Yeah.
is a cool thing that we get to do.
Might be making
So
it happen. So far
we got this far. So I'm thankful that he made it happen, and I'm really grateful that Dave did it. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
My guess is, I don't know, maybe he can clarify, but my guess is that on the way up, Dave had people give him an olive branch.
Yeah.
And so he wants to pay it forward. That's
Yeah.
my guess, is that's his mentality.
And then when we get there, screw the little people.
Yeah, 100%. I'm already,
bringing anybody
that's
up.
already my mindset.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mo money.
I told Jason. Jason was like, "You need to." He's like, "Okay." So I just got a text from Jason. Let's see what it says.
Read it out loud.
Jason said, "No rush, but I'm in the lobby whenever you're ready." That's what he messaged Dave, and Dave said, "Oh blank, give me about 15 minutes."
Dave completely forgot that he was even coming on here.
He saw Jason's van and was like,
Yeah,
nope.
he's right
No,
now. He's
no,
packing all of his
no.
stuff and going to a different hotel.
You notice what Jason did? Jason's meeting him in the lobby. Jason is not
he's gonna play
Jason's first interaction with him is going to be there in the lobby, and then they're going to be walking to the van.
Did he
Yeah.
at
So
least put
he's
a
like-
shirt on before he went?
Well, he was wearing that one button-up
Yeah,
shirt.
because I
so-
asked him the second I saw him. I said, "Is that what you're wearing?" And he didn't even let me finish. He's like, "No, I have a shirt." I'm like, okay, good.
He's still got his overalls on.
Yeah, he always wears those things.
Yeah. So we'll see. So far, so good. There's an interaction.
Yeah.
Dave's at the hotel. Jason's at the hotel. So
Every time, 15 minutes later, Jason's like, "All right, like, yeah, I'm still down here." And he just sends him the same text. Oh, bleep. Give me 15
To
minutes.
be fair, Jason was a little early, but
yeah, he was a little early.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
But we, as a people, my brother and I, we are early people.
Okay.
When we grew up, our basketball coach, if practice started at 8 in the morning on a Saturday, if you weren't there at 7:30, you had to run because you get there at 7:30. You get your clothes, set up in the locker, you stretch, get your water and stuff. So that way practice can actually start at 8. That is like hardwired into our DNA. We are early people. So yeah, it's no surprise that Jason would be there early, but so we'll see. So far, so good. We'll see how it works.
How do you think? I mean, how do you think it's gonna go?
I'm really
Get there?
curious
What do you-
because Dave is admittedly like one of the pitches of our show is that like you can listen to our show in the kids with your car.
Yeah.
Right. And that'll be just fine. There might be some things that maybe some parents wouldn't like, but
Yeah,
in
you're
general,
welcome.
Yeah. It's called Jesse.
Yeah.
In general, like you can listen to our show with your kids in the car and you'd be just fine. Obviously Dave does not operate on that same,
No.
MO. So, how it'll go, I don't really know. I have one goal. I have one goal in this entire enterprise. My only goal is that Dave has fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I want to happen. So if Dave has a good time, if he's having fun, then I'm having fun.
we're welcoming people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can.
And I don't want him to feel. So part of having fun is that you want him. You want the person to feel comfortable, you know, and if you want them to be comfortable, you have to be comfortable, right? That's like one of the biggest things for being on stage, like to be a comedian or whatever, unless it's part of your shtick that you're just like a nervous guy. But in general, if you're comfortable on stage and like you're relaxed, then everyone else is going to be relaxed, right? It's a good conversational tool if you're like maybe being interviewed, something like that. So we're relaxed, we're having a good time, we're having fun. Dave does this for a living, so I assume he's not going to just sit there like a bump on a log and let us talk. I can talk. If I have to talk, I can fill the space. I got stuff to talk about. I brought some things, so I don't want to give away all of my all of my stuff.
Keep it for the show.
But I'm ready. I've got a notes folder that's specifically for Dave. It's not too much because I didn't want to overdo it, but I got some things.
Things. Give us a teaser.
You think he's like into like Lord of the Rings, things like that?
I doubt it. I don't know. I know he's not a sports guy.
So I listened to one of his newer podcasts. Now it was actually an episode where he actually wasn't on it, but his co-hosts were talking, and they seem to be talking an awful lot about like Comic-Con and stuff. Like I stopped listening to the episode because I'm not into that at all. But like his co-hosts were talking about how the culture. They said that you have to pay attention to the Comic-Con culture because it slips into normal culture.
Yeah,
and they started talking about what that means, and I was out. But I don't know. Maybe if his co-host is into that stuff, like he might be into. Because I would say the overlap of people who are into Comic-Con and people who are into Lord of the Rings and Star Trek and Star Space and all of that. I'd say it's
Star Space.
I don't know, man. I'm not into any of that.
Star Space.
I've never seen a thing of Star Wars.
That sounds like a knockoff, big time.
Let's
Star
do
Space.
this.
We could make a hilarious Star Space movie.
We should make a Star Space movie. So we are going to do a Netflix suggestion of the week. We're going to do a whole show just like normal. We're just going to do a normal show.
Yep.
That's the whole thing.
Are we clear to poke at Jason?
You should not.
I should
just
not.
for your own safety.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, Jason told me he's like don't be a jerk to him. That's what he told me. Because sometimes I think he's noticed that I tend to talk down to people sometimes.
Especially
you live
if
in a
they're
loft.
like above you.
Well, yes, I live in a loft, and a couple of times that we've had people on before, like I think it's funny to kind of like, I don't know, like own the conversation a little bit sometimes. It'd be like, or if I get a sense that somebody doesn't have it, like I'm not going to just let you, like if anybody's going to ruin the show, I'm going to ruin the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you
You're going to
ruin
be the guy
show.
that says something that gets us canceled.
Yeah, that's the idea. So Jason's like, he's like, don't do that thing that you do where you like talk down to people. And I was like, I'm not going to do it. But Jason, like if he comes in here and if he's like a jerk, I was like, I don't know how to stop myself. Like if he's, but I'm quite sure Dave's not a jerk. The very fact, if he makes it all the way to the New Albany Library in Jason's Creeper Van,
after Jason runs out of
he's
gas,
a solid human being. The adventure that him and Jason are about ready to go.
Oh yeah,
through.
if he can hang with Jason, he's
by the time he's made it here, he's gonna he has to be just the scenario that's running through his brain right now. If this is the guy, and this is the car that they sent to pick me up, this is the face of the show. What on God's green earth kind of like
he's
mutant
this is either going
weirdos?
to be the best podcast I've ever been in, or I am going to die.
Like he's gonna get like 20 minutes tonight, like off of his special. He's gonna be like, you guys are not gonna believe what happened.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be fantastic.
If it was like, oh my gosh, or if he like turns some scenario from today
into like
something for like a Netflix special or something,
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, listen, I'm all for it. So if we can help him in any way at all, we just want him to have a good time.
You know what I thought about doing?
Yeah.
For a second, knowing that Jason was super concerned about me saying something stupid.
Still is.
He still is. I'm
a little bit concerned about it.
I'm not going to say a whole lot.
Do we know if he's even seen the show?
Well,
he's been tagged a lot.
He's been tagged. I know that Jason, I think, well, gosh, that's a good question. We should ask him that question.
Yeah.
I assume he watched enough of it to be like, okay, this is like a real thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jason's going to ask him on the way over. Like,
yeah,
he's going to give him the rundown, and he's going to give a lot of warnings.
I wish he's
Jason,
like, all right, listen, Dave.
I almost wish that he just kind of walked in and just looked at us for the first time.
I would like to set up a camera in that van just to hear that conversation.
Yeah. I'd contemplated because knowing how worried Jason was, and knowing like I think Dave is probably. I mean, he's a very has a big sense of humor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about reaching out to Dave, like on Twitter, and be
independently.
like, hey, and be like, hey, I'm on the show, and I just like, one, it'd be really nice, be like, I'm really appreciative, we're excited to have you, but Jason is freaking out because I say some stupid stuff, and so I was thinking maybe we set up Jason.
Yeah.
Like prank him, like with the second Dave comes in,
man,
I
don't think that would go over well
and then
at all.
and like Dave walks out and Jason throws a fit, and then Dave pops back and he's like, gotcha.
No.
Or something along the lines of, I know Jason really wants this, like he probably wants this to blow up, this podcast to blow up more than any of us.
Yeah, sure.
And so, I think that Jason's a funny guy, but also maybe even saying to Dave, like, hey Dave, I'm not going to say much during the podcast, but when I do, you laugh uncontrollably. And then at the end of the podcast, ask me if I would come open up for you or come be on your podcast and leave Jason out, and just watch. I thought about doing all those things, and then I thought maybe I actually would scare him away. And Jason so I just let it go.
Jason knows where you live. He would murder you.
He does know where I live,
and he knows, and he knows how to dispose of a body.
I've
no one
given
would,
him tips.
We would all know that he murdered you, but the cops would never find out.
Well, there's a hog farm right behind my house, so just
bam, there it is.
Yep. I wonder how he'd get me out there, though. I'm a big guy.
He'd find a way. Just the rage would take him the whole way.
He wouldn't even remember it.
He would use his van and he would just drag you.
So we hope it goes well. It's a quarter till now is the appointed time that Jason said he was supposed to pick him up. So we'll see how it goes. Jason should be picking him up right now. I got some notes. I don't have too much because I didn't want to overdo it because I'm trusting that he's ready to talk. But we'll see how it goes. Part of if I'm just being honest, I think you guys know this. I've always had like this thing in the back of my head that says, I think I could be a stand-up comedian. Yeah. I know that being a stand-up comedian is probably one of the 5 hardest jobs in the world. Like, you're going up in front of a crowd of people that are like, make me laugh.
Yeah.
Right? That's hard to do. And to do it in a way that's like original, that's like, I'm not just telling someone else's jokes. I'm coming up with a way to make you laugh when you're waiting to laugh. That's like, I almost can't even imagine something harder than that. But there's something in me that's always said, I think I could do it,
That's called arrogance.
It is called arrogance, and I still maintain that arrogance, and I've not let it go. So there's like a little part of me that like has like a scenario. Like, here it is. Like, when I was a kid, and we used to go to baseball games, and I would always bring my glove, and we go to the outfield. There was always a part of me in the back of my head that said, "There's like a chance that I play catcher." There's a chance that the catcher gets injured, and they're like, does anybody play catcher? And then I would run out there and be like, I could do it. And then I would start playing baseball.
The drummer got hurt. Is there anybody in this that can keep a 4/4 beat?
Honestly, if I'm at a concert, I'm like, you know what? I could play the acoustic guitar. I could do it right now for you guys. So there's that part of me. So that same part of me exists, and that has played out this scenario in my brain that we just have a good time. It's like same thing that you had mentioned earlier with you. And afterward, Dave's like, you know what? I think you got the chops to be a stand-up comedian. Why don't you come open
my
up?
agent?
Mm-hmm. So if he asked me, I figure there's a 1% chance that he's going to be like, you know what?
So you're telling me there's
why don't you open for me tonight?
What you should do is be like, hey, I've been working on this stand-up.
That's one of the things I'm going to talk about.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, Dave, I know you're a funny guy. Mm-hmm. You do it for a living.
Sure.
But I got a really good joke that you need to add into your set.
Oh, I'm sure he never gets tired of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure he never hears it, I'm sure. But listen, I got some good jokes. Mm-hmm. I got a really good Hitler one.
Yeah. Sure.
I think he might really like it.
Yeah, that's not your joke, though. You found it online, didn't you? Or something.
No, I came up with it because I'm a terrible person.
Okay. You are a terrible person. That's true. That's true. So, yeah, there's part of me, I want to talk to him about my comedy aspirations and say, I'm 40, what am I? What is, so this year I'll be 42. I'll be 42 in July. It is July. In next Friday.
Crap.
Less than a week?
I really wish you wouldn't have done that.
I did not buy you anything.
Because now I don't have any plausible deniability not knowing it was your birthday.
In less than a week, I'll be 42 years old. Is it too late to get into comedy?
Are you older than him?
He's 41.
Dave?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure he said it on a... Or wait, no, that's a different podcast, different guy. Never mind, I'm an idiot.
All right, I'm going to Google it. That way we can bombard
look up. Someone find out how...
He has a twin brother. Did you know that?
Dave does?
Yeah.
I have a twin brother.
That's what IMBD says.
Really?
IMDb.
Well, I have a
maybe?
twin. I don't know if
Had.
He absorbed his
I don't know
twin.
if I was
He has
resorbed the other
strength of a
fetus
full-grown man and a
and a
fetus.
baby.
Dave Landau. Forty years old.
Actor.
What is he?
1879, 1935.
Oh, Jason was born in 79.
No, it's
What?
No, he was born June 9th, 1983.
Oh, he's younger than us.
Yeah.
There's
it's
another
probably
guy
too
named
late for
David
him.
Another
Landau.
David Landau.
It probably is too late for you then.
So he's younger than us. Oh, geez, that's weird. Am I old? Yeah. I think I'm old. Like,
Ooh.
what?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Oh, he found some dirt. And
So
thinking about bringing
how
it
old
up.
is he?
Yeah.
So he was born in
He's-
83? You said?
Yeah.
So he's 40.
He's 40. 40.
He's
In
40
2
years
months.
old. In 2 months, he'll
Well,
be
1
40.
month.
He's 39 years old.
No. He was born June 9th, 1983. He's
so
40.
he's 40 years old. He just
and
turned 40.
month, yeah.
So I guess what I want to know is at 42, living in Marion, Ohio, not exactly a comedy hub, do I have any chance of getting into comedy?
We do have a famous person from Marion, okay? So don't write it off.
Warren Harding?
The president.
Okay. There used to be that one guy used to hang out at the bar in Marion. What's that guy that used to smash pumpkins and stuff?
Oh, Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher.
Yeah, he
used
comes to
hang
Marion
out-
quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, he used to hang out in
We
Marion.
got Dave Landau's net worth on here.
Oh,
He's going to
jeez.
type in.
We should ask him how
We're
accurate that is.
We're not going to
So
talk.
Dave.
Jason would lose his mind.
Oh, he would.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to reserve this
Mm-hmm.
for halfway through the show if it seems like it's going pretty well and things seem good.
No.
So Dave,
I don't think
I was doing some
anybody likes that
research.
question.
are you really worth?
What is it?
It says $2 million.
Yeah, but net worth and like money in the bank
Oh,
are two
yeah,
different
completely
things, right?
different.
Okay, yeah.
He has a bunch of real
He
estate.
has a large portfolio, okay? He's smart.
He has multiple streams of income.
So I have
He's
not.
diversified.
I've not gotten another text yet from Jason. So I think fingers crossed they'll be here in a minute. So let's just go ahead and shut this down, so that way when they walk in,
Baby
are.
bird has landed.
We're not recording. So, all right, this is Dan. I'm really hoping that this goes well. Signing
His-
off for everyone who's
hold
here.
on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bring this up.
Good.
Hopefully he doesn't listen to it. His wife's name is Martin.
Really?
Yeah, Martin.
I didn't know that was a female name.
Can I ask him about that?
No.
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 I don't want it.
Yeah, I think silence is golden for you today, except
Yeah.
for the laughter. All right, shut it down. We're done.